Pero
Ini mga butluan na ata din sa National Bureau of Investigation alang sa ipahigayon niya press conference Michael Bigyan sa pagpresentar na atong nadakpan nila nga nagpaila nga sakop sa Army sa nilabay nga semana dito sa Dakbayan sa Lapulapu.
Nagpailang Army Reservist to ilang
So mo atong aninawon atong tan-aw paminawon ang mga
Okay,
press
good morning,
morning,
Attorney Oliva, ang Regional Director sa NBI 7. Go ahead, sir.
Good morning. May buntag sa tanan. As you know, and some of you have covered our operation last Friday, it was an operation conducted, a joint operation conducted by the NBI and the Philippine Army based on the request for investigation by the Philippine Army, wherein we implemented a search warrant against one Jefferson Higoy at his condominium at number 216 Sikyong Village in Marigondon, Lapulapu City. The search warrant was issued by the Honorable Judge Joseph Stephen Ignacio of Branch 67 Regional Trial Court in Lapulapu City, wherein we served the search warrant issued by him against the subject for violation of Republic Act 10591, otherwise known as the Comprehensive Firearms and Ammunition Regulations Act. As you can see from outside, from the firearms and ammunitions we seized, this firearms and ammunition was in the possession of Jefferson Nuriel Higoy, who claimed to be a member of the Reserve Command of the Philippine Army with the rank of Captain. As you can see, nasa ID, which was seized during our implementation of the search warrant, na he is a captain with a certain serial number. The Army Reserve Command Personnel Management Center, Army Reserve Command, based at Camp Rejo de Dios in Tansa, Cavite, issued that there is no Captain Jefferson Nuriel Higoy, 0174453 Philippine Army in the records in the main ARESCOM database, and did not possess nor issue any Philippine Army reservist ID to the said individual. What does that say? Di siya tinuod. Ba? Also, during the implementation of search warrant, we were able to seize a PRC identification card showing that subject Jefferson Nuriel Higoy is a mechanical engineer. Tanawan ninyo. We have certification from the Professional Regulation Commission in Cebu Regional Office that the name Jefferson Nuriel Higoy does not appear in the database for mechanical engineers, which contains the names of those duly authorized to practice mechanical engineering in the Philippines. Meaning, di sa siya tinuod nga mechanical engineer. Mo na yung resulta.
So therefore, he's a fake army, he's a fake engineer.
Yes. In fact, aside from these cases na illegal possession, nakuhaan na to, as you can see, tulok 45 caliber pistols and one 5.56 rifle, capable na of full auto fire, as well as ammunitions. Filean sa nato siya of falsification of public documents kaning sa PRC, plus usurpation of authority based sa certification sa Army Reserve Command nga di siya kapitan sa Philippine Reserve Command. Kana, filean na to. That will follow. We already subjected him to inquest proceedings kahapon before the City Prosecutor's Office of Lapulapu. Naghuwat na lang tas information. Pero we were informed that ang 45 alone has a bail bond of 200,000.
Gamay lang background na attorney regarding sa inyong pagka-arrest ni tawhanan. Nganong diyon sa inyo pagkabalo sa iyang activity?
We received a request for investigation from the Philippine Army regarding the activities of this certain individual. Allegedly, he is claiming to be a captain of the reserve command of the Philippine Army based in Central Command. Dire. During our surveillance together with the Philippine Army, we conducted a joint surveillance and investigation. It was shown na our subject was wearing uniform of the Philippine Army, was bringing his rifle in public, and he is representing himself to be a member of the Philippine Army Reserve Command. When in truth, di siya tinuod.
May mga abuses ba committed by this person?
Uh, I am here with Colonel Milisan Raymond Ricardo, the group commander of the 7th RCDG sa Philippine Army. Pwede ma-answer ni Sir Ricardo ang inyong query.
Okay, si ato lang iba sa itong microphone ha. O panuol ka dito.
So far, as to the abuses, we have no knowledge on that, we have no idea on that. But with these certifications and with all the confiscated firearms from his possession, yun yung abuses niya na sumisira ngayon sa organization natin sa Armed Forces, Army.
Sir, may nakapag-report sa inyo of his activity?
Yes, may mga reports regarding his activities. So that's why we coordinated with the NBI for surveillance.
So based on the pinarify na ng NBI, he's not a member or he's not even an Army reservist.
Actually, Mr. Igoy is an Army reservist with the rank of sergeant. But with the conflicting documents na nakuha namin, ongoing yung investigation niya kasi may mga documents na nagpapatunay na parang peke din yung ano niya, yung pagka Army reservist.
Okay. Sir, may we know kung kailan ito siya na member as reservist? May record ba tayo dyan?
Apparently, naging reservist siya last 2020. But yung certification galing sa school na sinabi mo nag-enroll siya for as ROTC, ano siya, wala siya doon, hindi siya naka-enroll. So, ibig sabihin, fake yung kanyang pagiging ROTC.
Okay. Attorney.
Lad, if I may add something with the permission of Colonel Ricardo, when we were investigating this case together with the Philippine Army, it seems that he was issued a commission for the reservist, enlisted reservist siya ng Philippine Army with the rank of sergeant. Definitely hindi kapitan.
Okay.
Kita mo yung ID niya, kapitan. So yan, foul na yan, bawal na. So, di siya kapitan, sergeant. But it was later discovered, as mentioned by Colonel Ricardo, from the certification na binigay niya in his application for reservist sa Philippine Army, fake yung binigay niya. Pinapalabas niya na he's a mechanical engineer sa Cebu Technological University, Argao Campus. Pero in truth, wala per certification. So he misled sa iyang application. He had malice by submitting these documents, claiming to be such when in truth, dili. So he was misleading the Philippine Army pagbigay niya sa application niya. So that is why an internal investigation is being conducted by the Philippine Army karon sa mga sinubmit niya na documents in his commissionship as enlisted reserve with the rank of sergeant. Definitely not kapitan na pinapaklaim niya, di ba? And you can see yung mga paraphernalia, yung mga sombrero, may mga ranks doon na captain. Yung isa nga, yung logo ng Armed Forces, baliktad pa eh. And Per our training, as alam ko, because my father also my late father was an army officer, hindi ganun ang training. Hindi ka hindi ganun yung pag-asta mo as an officer of the Philippine Army. If you can see pag surveillance namo, gibit-bit niya ang yang long arm in public. That is a no sa amin.
So are they
Yes.
kining mga armas nga nakuha like mga 45 kanang ato wag sa ipaubos og kanang pakisosi posibleng gigamit pa ninyo ang mga illegal nga activities?
Yes, of course. Kasama yan. Ang importante lang, gi-inquest na tong una siya based sa search warrant. He was arrested. We are given only 36 hours. Kaya gi-file na to ang violation sa firearms, illegal possession. Gi-inquest na to siya. Then, ang katong usurpation, katong falsification sa mga IDs seized from him, to follow to, a regular filing to na to.
So, ang mga armas may lisensya. That's
Wala.
legal.
Per certification from the PNP Firearms and Explosive Unit, wala.
Okay.
Wala. Dara ang certification sa PNP. Wala.
Okay.
Wala siya. He is not licensed to own and possess firearms.
Asan niya gikuha ni mga armasa?
Definitely not from the Philippine Army,
Okay.
because there is also a certification from the Philippine Army that he was never issued a firearm, a 45 or a rifle, 5.56 rifle.
Okay, Colonel Ricardo, sir, is that true?
Yes, we don't issue firearms with the reservists except only for during training. No? So, the confiscated firearms are illegal kasi walang mga papeles yon, and it is the policy of the command that with hindi i-issuean lang yung reservist natin during training kung kailangan ng firearms.
Yes.
Yes.
Kung tapos na,
Depende kung during marksmanship training, depends kung M16 or pistol.
during the training period lang.
During the training period. After the training, sasaulin nila yung
Is the reservist allowed to possess those like uniform?
Actually, yung pagsusuot ng uniform ng reservist is supposedly covered with orders.
Okay.
Ngayon, kung hindi sila covered with orders, na mag-undergo ng training or mag-render ng funeral services, they are not allowed to wear the uniform.
Yung malalaking kalibre ng armas, is
Ah.
the reservist allowed to possess?
No, they are
kahit hindi issued ng institution.
Well, I believe hindi authorized yung civilians to bear high-powered firearms. And ang alam ko, hindi rin pwede mag-procure without an LTAP. And pag civilian, hindi rin pwede.
So, sa ginagawa niya, na parang naapektuhan or masisira yung name ng organization.
Precisely. Yung ginawa niya is nasira yung image ng ating organization. No? Considering na lahat ng mga illegal activities na dinown na tayo yung organization natin. And we can see here, andito lahat yung certifications na peke siya na.
Is this the first time, sir, na may PKN Army?
May mga ano din noon na mga in the past, may mga siguro nabalitaan nyo ng mga nangyari sa ibang lugar. May mga reservists din na ginagamit nila yung pagka-reservist at their own advantage. So yun yung bulok ng hanay ng reserve force.
Pero dito
How
sa
do we
Cebu-
identify legit Army and
Nagpanggap lang.
Reservists.
Reservist.
We have list, we have database of all the reservists. So kung wala siya sa database, meaning is fake.
Or dito sa pangutanan natin sa iyong motive for posing as fake engineer, posing as army, ano sa iyong motive ko ng army?
He opted to remain silent. And for his rights, hindi natin pwedeng mapersa. Yan, diba? But let me add something sa sinabi ni Colonel Ricardo. Kami nga na nasa government, we follow the firearms Comprehensive Firearms Law. Yung mga personal firearms namin is covered by the license and to own and possess firearms from the Philippine National Police Firearms and Explosive Unit. We follow that. You are not, even if you are in government, as long as you own your private firearms, kailangan covered yun ng appropriate documents from the Firearms and Explosive Units. Ganon.
So unsa man gid ang estado sa kinabuhi attorney unsa gid siya diay
Sa
trabaho?
background.
He pretends to be a mechanical engineer. In fact, doon na siya in projects. The NBI and the Philippine Army is coordinating katong mga project, mga kisay tagiya atong mga projects to inform them nga di ni siya tinuod nga mechanical engineer. Kaya that is a risk kung you are doing projects niya di ka license, di ba? So we found it prudence dictates nga pinaalam namin sa investigation namin na sa mga projects na ginagawa niya to inform the owners of the projects and the contractors na di ni siya license.
Ano siya ka years or di mo ingon ani panggap siya nga mechanical engineer, service.
Sa pagka-engineer, it does not show nga when sa PERSA certification. But what is important is nahunong na nato. We cannot ascertain for sure kung kailan nagsimula itong pangluloko niya. But what is important, as I said, na nahinto na itong kalukuhan niya. Because he is destroying the organization. And by posing na mechanical engineer ka when in truth and in fact na hindi, risk yan. Dangerous yan sa safety sa mga projects mo. That is why you need to get a license from the PRC pag totoo kang nga engineer. And I am appealing again sa public, not only sa Philippine Army, any agency in government. Pag may nagpanggap na you are a member of that agency, magduda kayo, you can report to the concerned agency. Like, pag may nagpanggap na NBI, pagduda kayo, report here. Pag Philippine Army nagpanggap, we have a database of our legitimate members. So pag duda kayo, because iba ang kilos, you can coordinate with the concerned agency and we will do the appropriate action to suppress that.
Pamilyado ni siya nadakpan attorney.
Yes. He's from, I think he's from Ilocos.
La Union, sir.
La Union, I'm sorry, La Union.
Okay, Colonel, anong panawagan natin?
I would like to inform the public that the recent arrest of Mr. Higoy, who introduced himself as captured sa ID niya as captain, no, sa reservist. And yung arrest niya doon sa Lapulapu for illegal possession of firearms is fully supported by the Army Reserve Command. So the command and the Philippine Army does not and will not tolerate erring reservist personnel, and will extend full support to the relevant law enforcement agencies for the further conduct of investigation and prosecution.
Colonel, just a background lang. May I know kung paano mag-apply or yung qualification nga gusto mag-reservist?
Yeah, we have marami kaming sa pag-apply ng reservist. We have this circular 4 under ng RA 77. So maraming pinagmumulan ng reservist. So ROTC is one. Kung graduate ka ng ROTC, you will automatically become a reservist. So meron din yung sa circular 4, kung professional ka, you can apply for commissionship in the reserve force. Okay. So meron din tayo sa mga nasa gobyerno, mga politicians, meron din. They can apply for as commission officer in the reserve force.
And they cannot use the name or the institution of their advantage.
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
last.
Like what Colonel Ricardo said, if there are concerns about the identity of a person na nagpapanggap na not only sa Philippine Army, sa lahat ng gobyerno, you can go to the concerned agency to verify. Because each agency may database yan kung sino ng regular members nila.
Yeah.
Kasi first of all, an indicator na hindi yan member na legitimate sa organization na yan, yung how you carry yourself. Pag abusado ka, definitely, wala sa training yan eh. Whether sa amin or sa Philippine Army or sa Philippine National Police or any government for that matter, ang importante yung discipline, how you carry yourself. Pag abusado, may questionable na yan. You can go to the concerned agency, i-verify ninyo. And I'm sure the agency will not tolerate it. The organization will not tolerate it. Kasi nakakasira yan sa organization. With all our accomplishments na kung sisirain ng isang individual, will not tolerate that. May saying ako when I was starting sa akong career sa NBI, sa Manila ko, there's always a saying, it takes only one to destroy what we have built. Do you like to be that one? For so many years, kada adto na ako sa office, may nakalagay dyan, parang ikaw nakakasira sa accomplishment ng organization mo. Do you like to be that one? So, kaming mga legitimate, ayaw namin na maging that one. Nasisiraan yung organization namin. So, please, report as what Colonel Ricardo said. I-report ninyo sa amin. We can verify. We have the list. We can check on it. Yes.
Is it okay po if we can take us back to the scene, no? Sinerve natin yung search warrant to suspect?
Yes, sinerve natin.
What was he doing po? Ano yung nangyari mo?
No, sige, maganda yon na natanong mo. When we accosted him, nakasuot siya ng, ito suot niya, Philippine Army, nakalagay doon. Nakasubit siya ng loaded na 45 sa waistband niya. Kaya yung team ng NBI at Philippine Army, careful. Kasi nakasubit siya ng 45, loaded, chamber loaded yung 45. He was wearing a Philippine Army sa residence niya. In plain view sa lahat ng tao doon.
So that's his normal way of like, that's his regular day po, like wearing that army kind of uniform. Like,
Sa surveillance namin, in other surveillance we conducted, he was bringing along with him the rifle. Naka-sling sa kanya. Palakad siya sa lobby. Of course. Hindi ganon. Yung training ng hindi ganon. Mahirap yun. Discreet. We are trained to be discreet as possible.
So parang murag pagpanghadlok niya, attorney, or
Intimidation.
We cannot speculate kung anong motive niya. We cannot speculate. But bawal yung ginagawa niya.
Bring us to the...
Sige.
panahon lugar, no, kung diin makita na to ang mga nasakmit sa atol sa maong pagpahigayon sa maong investigation sa maon
Anak ko, sir. Ito. Kani?
Sir, this is a Bossmaster, no?
Bossmaster?
With spokes. Okay. Meron din siyang silencer.
Just for the record, hindi ito galing sir.
No. Wala pong ini-issue ng Army sa mga reservists.
Okay.
Any kind of firearms ini-issue ano
So, okay. At ito, ang dami ito. Yung magazines.
Ito yung mga magazines nito. No? So, ito yung mga magazines niya. And this is, tinatawag natin na yung sa 5.56 sa amo. So, yung 60.
Mga ito, tawag natin ito sir. Yan sir, ang tawag niyan.
Ito, ammo box to.
And hindi din belong sa inyo yan. Yan.
I believe, wala kami binibigyan sa mga reservists. And even sa mga regular natin, meron binibigyan.
Okay.
Sa supply lang talaga yan.
So, mabibili ba yan talaga, sir, kahit hindi siya army? Yung amo box?
That not available.
Hindi po binibenta sa kanyan eh, sa
Mm-mm.
Not even the reservist. At ito, yung mga cup.
Let me point out yung kanina, yung sinabi namin ni Colonel, yung ranggo na captain sa CAP, yan ang, if I'm not mistaken, sir, di ba? Ito yung logo ng kapitan. Ito yung officers na CAP.
ito yung coat of arms.
Yeah.
Which is baliktad, no?
Officer.
Supposedly, yan, dapat nandito sa taas. So, ibig sabihin, hindi niya talaga alam yung ginagawa niya na papanggap siya na
So, mo ni mga ka-first, ang ato ang pag-susi, aning pagdakop na sa nagpaila na army.